If you've been waiting for HDB to release more BTO plots in the highly anticipated Bayshore area, your chance is finally here. So HDB just confirmed that two brand new BTO projects are going to be part of the October 2026 exercise as part of the offering in the Bedok town. They are located in the heart of the new Bayshore coastal estate. Now in this video, I'm going to share everything you need to know about these two new launches, including their exact locations, their potential classifications, and the expected subsidy clawbacks as well as estimated pricing. So make sure you watch until the end so you don't miss out on these details. Now let's start with the overview first. So this is the first project. Because HDB hasn't informed us about the project name, for the time being, I'll just call it Bayshore 1. So Bayshore 1 consists of 860 units of 2-room flexi and also 4-room flats. In terms of the on-site facilities, it will have a mini-mart, several shops, and also a preschool. As you can see on the map, it is very near the Bayshore MRT station, so definitely within walking distance. And if you like active lifestyle, you can just walk across the street to go to East Coast Park. And looking at the map, you probably might have a good chance to have an ocean view if your block face the right direction and you manage to secure top floors. So that's very exciting. And then the second Bayshore project is actually much bigger because it contains more than 1,600 flats and offering 2-room flexi, 3-room, and also 4-room flats. Now, what is interesting is that if you notice, there are more 2-room flexi versus 3-room and 4-room combined. I think this indicates how serious the government is to help increasing the 2-room flexi supply, specifically to help seniors and also singles to get housing faster. In terms of the on-site facilities, because this is a much bigger project, as you can see, it will have an eating house, several shops, even 2 preschools, not only one, residence network center, and interestingly, it will also have active aging center and also kidney dialysis center. In terms of potential ocean view though, well, objectively, the Bayshore 2 project land plot is slightly at the back, so you might be blocked by other buildings. So I'm not so sure whether you'll be able to get ocean view from this BTO. I guess we just have to wait for HDB to announce how high the top floors would be. Now, note that based on current HDB rule, you can only pick the town and the flat type. And because both of these Bayshore projects are located in Bedok town, that means that you cannot pick the project from the beginning. So during the application period, you can only indicate, for example, you want 4-room flat at Bedok. And then if you're lucky enough to get a queue number, only then you'll be able to select which unit that you want from either of these two projects. If you look at the map, these two projects are basically just across the street from one another. So if you're not too particular on getting the ocean view, then probably it wouldn't matter so much whether you get Bayshore 1 or Bayshore 2. So why is this Bayshore area a big deal? Well, if you look at the Google map right now, it looks completely empty. It's just a giant grassy field stuck between the ECP and some older condos. But people aren't excited about this Bayshore area because the current state. They are excited about the future. So URA is planning to turn this huge blank canvas into a modern waterfront public housing town. There are several reasons why there are so many hype about the Bayshore area. Number one is accessibility. So historically, you needed a car to go to this area or take a bus. But now, the Thompson East Coast Line has already opened and you can go to Marina Bay in under 20 minutes. Besides, the upcoming Bedok South MRT interchange opens later this year will be part of the downtown line, making commuting a breeze, especially if you are working in the CBD area. And then the second reason is the potential ocean view. For decades, living next to East Coast Park was only for, well, the rich. Now, the government is building about 10,000 homes there and 70% will be HDB flats. And then the third reason is that it is offering a convenient lifestyle. Because they are building the town from scratch, it's designed to be totally walkable. There's going to be about 1 kilometer community spine lined with cafes, shops, and clinics, plus a brand new pedestrian bridge over the ECP, so you can walk straight onto the beach. And then the fourth reason is the upcoming amenities. So, a giant new shopping mall is going to be built right on top of Bedok South MRT station, throwing in a massive new Safra clubhouse also coming by 2030, and the future Long Island Reclamation Project will be right in front of it. So you're basically looking at a massive hotspot for future property value. So yes, it looks very bare today, but it's easily going to be one of the most beautiful neighborhoods in Singapore in near future, which of course translates to increase in property value. Now let's talk about the potential classification. So these BTOs are not the first ones to be launched in Bayshore area, right? If we step back a bit, Bayshore Vista and Bayshore Palms were launched back in October 2024. Back then, they were classified as plus projects with 7% subsidy clawback. For this upcoming October 2026, I think there's a good chance that these two new Bayshore projects will also be categorized as plus projects. However, in terms of the subsidy clawback, I think nowadays cannot get 7% anymore lah. Because if you look at the data, the recent plus projects at Ang Mo Kio was subjected to 8% subsidy recovery percentage, right? So I believe these two new Bayshore projects will be subjected to probably 8 to 9% subsidy recovery percentage. If the subsidy clawback is like 10% or higher, then there's a chance the project classification will be prime. Why? Because, well, just based on my observation, plus and prime restrictions are almost identical. The 10-year MOP, and then you cannot rent out the whole flat after MOP. And then there's an income ceiling for future resale buyer, etc. So restrictions are almost identical. The only difference is that prime typically has higher subsidy recovery percentage. I think that's pretty much it. Now, the next question is, how about the price? Again, let's refer to the past Bayshore projects. For Bayshore Vista, back then, 2-room flexi was priced starting from $216,000 to $340,000, and then 3-room was priced at $369,000 to $476,000, and 4-room flat starting from $514,000 up to $694,000. Whereas Bayshore Palms has slightly lower price because 2-room flexi starts from $199,000 up to $326,000, and then for 4-room flat, the price starts just under $500,000 up to $683,000. So if you ask me, what's the price of these two new Bayshore projects? I think it would be roughly about 5% more of how much Bayshore Palms and Bayshore Vista was offered. Because remember that these previous Bayshore projects were launched back in October 2024, right? So I think in 2 years' time, yeah, it makes sense. Maybe the price will increase by like 5% or something, or maybe even 10%. Hopefully not that much, but I'm guessing about 5% because based on my observation, actually, HDB is being relatively conservative in terms of pricing their flats. They are trying to make sure it is still within reach of the population. So yeah, I'm guessing about maybe 5 to 7% more versus Bayshore Vista and Bayshore Palms prices. Now, if you want more in-depth analysis about these two new projects, about the location, school options, etc., please check out my channel because I'm planning to create separate videos about that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye. To support my work, you can give a one-time tip by pressing the thanks button, pick the amount that you want, and click buy and send. Or you can also press the join button for exclusive contents and monthly membership. Your support means a lot to keep us independent. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.